This is Winning Cures Everything. Here's your host, Gary Seegers.
Happy Friday. It's April 26th. I'm Gary. I'm your host. This is Winning Cures Everything. You can follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. You can follow the show at Winning Cures. Let's jump into today's topics. We got to be fast today. I got to run through. We stayed up late last night doing the NFL first round live stream broadcast. Dabo Swinney's new contract. We're going to talk a little bit about that. NFL draft first round notes from yesterday, and a few things that we can look forward to today. And I've got some daily picks for you. As always, the show is brought to you by mybookie.ag. Promo code WCE50, WCE50. It's going to give you a 50% deposit bonus. So all you got to do, go to mybookie.ag, sign up, use that promo code. You put in $500, they're going to give you $250. You put in $100, they're going to give you $50. It's the best online sports book for recreational gamblers. Best layout, everything else. Go check it out for yourself. Let's dive into this thing. If you would, share out the show. We appreciate everybody that jumped in last night. That was a fun time with the Westlake Pirates guys. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. It was a lot of fun. We stayed up way too late, but that's okay. Let's dive into today's topics. Dabo Swinney's new contract. 10 years, $93 million. Yes, that's an average of $9.3 million per year. That is not totally unexpected. He's won 2 national titles in the last 3 years. He has built that program into an absolute juggernaut. The more important thing here, Dabo Swinney has a clause for if he leaves for the University of Alabama, which makes it weird and difficult for him to leave if he wanted to go and replace Nick Saban, right? The way that this goes, should he leave for another job besides Alabama, his buyout would be $4 million through 2020, $3 million through 2022, $2 million through 2025, and then $1 million through 2027. Should he leave for Alabama, though, he'd owe an additional $2 million through 2020, so that would be $6 million. An additional $1.5 million through 2022. So instead of $2 million, instead of $3 million, he would owe $4.5. And then another $1 million through 2025, which would put it at $3 million instead of $2 million. I mean, it's crazy how it's worded. But it lets you know that Clemson believed there was a legit possibility that Dabo Swinney would leave to replace Nick Saban if and when Nick Saban decides to leave Alabama. Kind of surprising, right? I was a little surprised at it. I thought after 2 national championships, after he's basically built his home there would be no chance. And maybe I'm wrong. But that's what I assumed, that Dabo is a lifer at Clemson. The only other thing that he could do is maybe the NFL, but I don't see what he does working in the NFL. I take that back. I've talked myself out of it in the 5 seconds that I've been sitting here thinking about it. Pete Carroll's style, which was fun and loose and family and everything else, worked really well with the Seattle Seahawks, right? They've made the playoffs multiple times, won a Super Bowl, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe that would work in the NFL. I don't know. I don't know of any NFL franchises that are looking to bring him in, but I'll tell you this, he's a hell of a CEO, and he's a hell of a college football coach, and he's going to have Clemson rolling as long as he's there. This was a good investment in their program, in the school, basically. So I think Dabo did a good job here. That's eye-popping money, but it's not super surprising. Let's talk about NFL draft first round nuggets. Yes, last night's live reaction was fantastic. We had an absolute blast laughing at the New York Giants for taking Daniel Jones at number 6. It does not get much better than that. But let's talk about some of the interesting notes. Dwayne Haskins, the first Big Ten quarterback drafted in the first round since 1995. That was Kerry Collins from Penn State. It has been 24 years since a Big Ten quarterback was drafted in the first round, and it was an Ohio State guy that only started for 1 year. How incredible is that? It's not the 3-year, 4-year guy. It was a 1-year guy that nobody really had on the NFL radar last year. Kind of surprising. Nick Saban ties Butch Davis. Dear Lord. Saban ties Butch Davis for the most first-round draft picks ever with 34. He'll break that next year. You know that he's got Tua, and Tua's probably 90% going to come out next year. So, Saban at 34, he passed Joe Paterno, who has 31, and Bobby Bowden, who had 32. So it's just Saban and Butch Davis for right now. And Butch Davis, he's coaching down at FIU. He may have some first-rounders in there. I would be willing to bet that Saban gets the record and keeps the record for many, many years to come. News for today, the Arizona Cardinals appear to be trading Josh Rosen. Now, this is not a surprise. We talked about it on the broadcast last night. I said the most likely landing spot would be Miami. It appears that Miami's trading a second-round pick and something else to Arizona for Josh Rosen. The more surprising thing is that Arizona's GM did not start fielding offers for Josh Rosen until minutes before they made their first selection. That is absolutely absurd and a big-time fireable offense, in my eyes. I mean, if you were the Cardinals and you know that you're taking Kyler Murray number 1, you have to have a backup plan for the quarterback that you took last year. He's a top 10 pick. You got to get rid of him. You got to find a way to make room for the new guy because he's not going to be your backup. That's not how this thing works. The Cardinals trading Josh Rosen to Miami. Brian Flores, he's got him a guy that's going to learn under Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think Fitzpatrick is a good guy for him to learn under. I think this is a good move. Let's talk about the recruiting rankings for first-round draft picks. Last night, we had 8 5-stars go in the first round. We had 10 4-stars, 11 3-stars, 1 2-star, that was Josh Allen from Kentucky, and then 2 unranked recruits were drafted in the first round. One was Daniel Jones. The other was the offensive lineman from Alabama State, whose name escapes me right now, and I should have written it down, but I thought I had it. I think his name was Titus something or other. But yeah, 2 unranked prospects, 1 2-star, 11 3-stars, 10 4-stars, 8 5-stars. Let's talk about the best talent that is left on the board right now. Byron Murphy, I thought, would go first round, cornerback out of Washington. He'll probably go early. A.J. Brown from Ole Miss, wide receiver. Greedy Williams, cornerback from LSU. Debo Samuel, wide receiver from South Carolina. Irv Smith from Alabama, tight end. I mean, you're going to have a run of SEC players here. Jawan Taylor, who was expected to be a top 10 pick, who has now dropped completely out of the first round. Offensive lineman from Florida. And then you've got Drew Lock, Paris Campbell, Cody Ford. All these guys, there is plenty of talent in the second round. You will see a ton of it come off the board early. I'm curious where everybody's going to go. The second and third round, that's where you make your bread and butter, right? That's how everything gets run. All right, let's close out today's show with gambling picks. Went 6-2 last night. We stand at $624.71 profit so far this week. Much better than last week where we lost almost $100. Here's what we got for this evening. It's only 5 bets, and I got to tell you, I didn't want to put a ton of money down, but I did put some. I've got $50 on the Blue Jays and A's, no score first inning. I got $75 on the Giants and Yankees, no score first inning. $75 on the Tigers and White Sox, no score first inning. Warriors minus 4.5 in the first quarter in tonight's game. I'm not going full game again. That's just ridiculous. But the Warriors minus 4.5, they have outscored the Clippers by at least 4 in all 5 games this series in the first quarter. And only one game was it actually 4. Everything other than that was 6 points or more. So I'm going minus 4.5. I think they're going to be mad that they didn't get this thing knocked out at home. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Rays money line against the Red Sox. I'm putting $50 on that one at minus 120. Those are the picks. You can always get them over at winningcureseverything.com. go to the navigation bar, go to Gambling Picks. They're all loaded right there for you. I'm probably going to add some more on Saturday and Sunday, so keep an eye out on those. That'll be our weekly thing, and then you can keep up with what we've done for the entire week, what we've done every week up until this point. We just started this last week. We run it basically like FS1's show, Lock It In. I start out with $1,000 and go from there. Now, I do everything based on units, so I'm showing you what I am actually betting. So based on units, my unit size, of course, is a little bit smaller than what we do on here. But this kind of goes to show you how I do things. It mirrors what I'm actually betting every day. So this week, much better than last week, for sure. So go over, check out the picks on winningcureseverything.com. I appreciate you guys hanging out today. It's been a fun week. Enjoy the rest of the NFL draft. Go subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that fancy stuff. Share the show out for us. Leave some nice comments. We'll see you guys again on Monday. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice review, and make sure to comment and tweet at us.